what I'm saying? Like, Nip had no ego. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Nip came to me and said, I want you to mentor me. You know, I want to get into real estate. I want you to teach me all your, you know what I mean? Like your business secrets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whenever you got questions, pull up. And then on his last album, people do not know this. Somebody tried to jerk me, but I fixed it. I actually am one of the executive producers of Nipsey Hussle's last album.
Victory Lap.
Yeah, Victory Lap.
Jury selection's been amazing. The candidates are being asked about their own connections to or impressions of an array of celebrities. And with no explanation why, at least not yet. The parlor games have begun, my friends. Everybody is trying to connect the dots between the shiny, famous names and the beleaguered rap star Diddy.
Never ain't know what type of monster he was.
Lauren?
No, I'm saying Lauren introduced me to Puff.
Oh, got you.
I mean, I knew Puff, but it was more of a personal relationship after, you know, we was at Cassie's birthday.
Seminar about death.
Okay, you have to tell. You're just telling me this now.
I know, yeah.
Please share.
Why? I have a friend.
Why were you there? And what did you learn?
I learned that no one really dies and that, you know, it's just an experience in the physical form and we're attached to our personalities, but that we're just souls and that we continue and continue and continue.
Diddy's inner circle just did the unthinkable. They leaked private tapes of Lauren London, and what's on them could shatter the entire story behind Nipsey Hussle's fatal incident. But here's what no one's talking about. These tapes weren't just leaked, they were strategically released. And the reason why will leave you speechless. For years, whispers about Diddy's secret recordings haunted Hollywood. Celebrities partied at his mansions, unaware that hidden cameras captured everything, private conversations, shady deals, and moments they'd never want the world to see.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
Diddy's own team is allegedly shopping these tapes behind the scenes, and the most explosive one? It features Lauren London, Nipsey Hussle's longtime partner, in conversations that suggest she knew far more than she ever let on. Sources close to the situation say these tapes were held as insurance, a way to keep powerful people in line.
Bruh, those people who was caught at Diddy party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders.
But with Diddy's trial heating up and federal investigators digging deeper, someone decided to play their hand. And the timing? Suspiciously convenient. Just as jurors were being questioned about their connections to Lauren, Cassie, and other A-listers, these tapes suddenly surfaced. Coincidence? Or a calculated move to shift the narrative? What's really on the tapes? The leaks aren't just grainy party footage. Insiders claim they reveal 3 shocking things. Lauren's private meetings with Diddy. Clips allegedly show Lauren discussing Nipsey's business moves with Diddy weeks before the incident that ended Nipsey's life. One chilling line? He's not falling in line anymore. The freak-off after parties. While Lauren denies attending Diddy's infamous after parties, the tapes might prove otherwise. Jaguar Wright has been screaming for years that Lauren was deeper in Diddy's circle than anyone realized. The snitch allegations, the most damning claim? That Lauren fed Diddy intel on Nipsey's independent ventures, the very thing that made him a target. Why this changes everything. Nipsey wasn't just gunned down randomly. He was a self-made millionaire, building his own empire outside the industry's control. And to the powers that be, that's unacceptable. But here's the twist. If these tapes prove Lauren was involved, even indirectly, it means Nipsey's death wasn't just a street beef. It was a hit ordered from the top. And now, with Diddy's trial unfolding, these tapes are the missing puzzle piece. Because if they're real, Lauren London isn't just a grieving widow. She's a key witness in one of hip-hop's darkest conspiracies. But to understand how we got here, we need to rewind to the beginning, to the moment Lauren introduced Nipsey to Diddy. Because that's when the trap was set.
Hook up with the biggest rapper at the time. Everything's great. By the way, isn't she? Lauren is the one that introduced Nip to Diddy. Diddy couldn't even get to Nip, even though he had ties in L.A. It was Lauren that brought Nip to him.
Lauren London didn't just introduce Nipsey Hussle to Diddy. She opened the door to his downfall. And what she did just months before the incident that changed everything. It's so chilling. Even the most loyal fans are questioning everything. Nipsey Hussle wasn't just a rapper. He was a movement. Independent, fearless, and building his own empire outside the industry's control. But all of that changed the moment Lauren London brought him into Diddy's orbit. In a now-deleted Breakfast Club interview, Nipsey revealed himself.
Nip ain't know what type of monster he was. Lauren?
No, I'm saying Lauren introduced me to Puff.
Oh, got you.
I mean, I knew Puff, but it was more of a personal relationship after, we was at Cassie's birthday.
At the time, fans thought nothing of it. Diddy was a hip-hop legend, a mogul who could open doors.
But now?
That introduction looks like the beginning of the end. Because shortly after Nipsey started working with Diddy on Victory Lap, his energy changed. Insiders say he became paranoid, looking over his shoulder, like he knew something was coming. And here's where it gets eerie. Did Lauren know what was coming? Months before Nipsey was gunned down, Lauren did something unusual. She attended a 2-day death seminar.
Okay, you have to tell me. You're just telling me this now.
I know, yeah.
Please share.
Why? I have a friend.
Why were you there? And what did you learn?
I learned that no one really dies and that, it's just an experience in the physical form and we're attached to our personalities, but that we're just souls and that we continue and continue and continue. And if you have a spiritual relationship with someone on earth, you will have one with them when you leave earth. So I did this 2-day seminar on death. So,
and this was how long ago?
I had to be 25.
What sent you there? Do you find that weird though?
I'm weird.
No, it's not weird that you would go. It's almost like you were preparing yourself for what you would have to deal with.
Well, I told you I didn't have connection to earth at a young age.
I know, but you don't find that as you were preparing yourself for what you were going to have to deal with.
Well, that we're all going to have to deal with.
When Angie Martinez asked her about it, Lauren's explanation was cryptic. I learned that no one really dies. It's just an experience in the physical form. Angie's reaction said it all. Do you find that weird? It's almost like you were preparing yourself. Fans lost it. Because this wasn't just some random spiritual moment. This was before Nipsey was tragically taken. And when you compare it to how Diddy allegedly bought a gold coffin for Kim Porter months before she passed, the parallels are bone-chilling. Was Lauren London getting ahead of the grief because she knew what was about to happen? Old pictures of Lauren and Diddy have started circulating again, and they tell a disturbing story. In one, Lauren is laughing with Diddy at a party, while Nipsey stands in the background, looking like a third wheel. In another, they're whispering in a corner, way too close for just business partners. But the most damning detail? Lauren's own words after Nipsey's death. In an emotional interview, she revealed that Diddy was the one who helped her through the grief. And then she dropped this bombshell. Puff told me, "Boo, you showed everyone what it looks like to hold a man down. Now show them what it looks like when it all crumbles." Fans froze. Because Boo? That was Nipsey's nickname for her. Why was Diddy using Nipsey's pet name for Lauren? The big question, was Lauren a pawn or a player? The evidence is stacking up. She introduced Nipsey to Diddy. She attended a death seminar before the fatal event. She was way closer to Diddy than anyone realized. But here's the real question. Was she set up to be the perfect insider, or was she willingly playing both sides? Because if these leaked tapes prove she was feeding Diddy information, then the tragic event involving Nipsey wasn't just a tragedy. It was a betrayal. But the smoking gun isn't just in these tapes, it's in Nipsey's last album. Because what he asked Diddy to do with Victory Lap? It might have signed his own death warrant. Nipsey Hussle's last album wasn't just music, it was a prophecy. And what he asked Diddy to do with it? That request might have been his final mistake. Nipsey's Victory Lap was supposed to be his magnum opus, a masterpiece that cemented his legacy. But behind the scenes, something darker was unfolding. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, recently revealed the chilling truth. Nipsey wanted Victory Lap to feel like Biggie's Life After Death. He told Diddy, "I want that same energy."
Now, you taking a spiritual person who's asking for something He said, I wanted that same feel as life after death. That same feel was that Biggie got and he went on to sell about 10 million albums or 10 million copies. I was saying, you gotta watch what you say to demons, because it just might come true.
At first glance, that sounds innocent. Biggie's album was iconic. But think deeper. Life After Death dropped after Biggie's life was cut short. And Nipsey? He was asking for the same vibe right before his own death. Was this a coincidence or a twisted foreshadowing? Once Diddy got involved in Victory Lap, Nipsey's energy shifted. Friends say he started spending more time at Diddy's mansions than in the studio. His inner circle grew suspicious. Jaguar Wright didn't hold back. Nipsey was too independent. He wasn't signing to labels, wasn't playing the game. And that's dangerous in this industry. Diddy, meanwhile, was suddenly everywhere in Nipsey's career, mentoring him, funding projects, even handpicking features. On the surface, it looked like mentorship. But now, it looks like a takeover. Because here's the truth, Nipsey was outgrowing the system. He owned his masters, built his own businesses, and refused to bow to industry politics. And in a world where power is everything, that made him a threat. History repeats itself in hip-hop. Biggie lost his life right as his career peaked. Pac died after leaving death row. Pop Smoke, rising too fast, silenced. And now Nipsey, gunned down in front of his own store, just as Victory Lap went platinum. The common denominator? They were all becoming too powerful to control. Nipsey's mistake wasn't the streets. It was trusting the wrong people in the industry. And by the time he realized it, the trap was already set. The most damning evidence? Nipsey's own lyrics. On Victory Lap, he rapped, "They don't want to see me when mean. They want to see me in a coffin." At the time, fans thought it was just bars. Now, it sounds like a warning. Because if these leaked tapes prove Diddy had Nipsey monitored, then Victory Lap wasn't just an album. It was a countdown. But the final piece of the puzzle isn't in music, it's in the trial. Because now that Diddy's in court, Lauren London's name is coming up, and what she's being asked will shock you. Diddy's trial just took a shocking turn. Lauren London's name was dragged into court, and what the jurors were asked about her. It proves the conspiracy runs deeper than anyone imagined. Why Lauren's name surfaced in jury selection. The moment Diddy's trial began, something strange happened. Potential jurors weren't just asked about their opinions on Diddy. They were specifically questioned about their connections to Lauren London, Cassie, and Kanye West. Legal experts were stunned. This isn't normal, one defense attorney revealed. When prosecutors single out specific celebrities in jury selection, it means they're tied to the case in ways we don't know yet. So why Lauren? Rumors suggest two explosive possibilities. She's a witness. Did she see or hear something incriminating at Diddy's parties? She's a suspect. Are investigators looking into her role in what happened to Nipsey? Either way, her name being brought up in a federal trial means this isn't just gossip anymore. It's evidence. While Lauren's lawyers insist she's just a grieving widow, old industry whispers are getting louder. Jaguar Wright has been warning for years. Lauren wasn't just Nipsey's girl. She was deep in Diddy's circle. Way deeper than people realize. Insiders claim Lauren was part of Diddy's alleged Yacht Girl network, a group of beautiful, well-connected women used to influence powerful men. And if true, it would explain why she introduced Nipsey to Diddy, why she was so comfortable in his inner circle, why she attended that eerie death seminar. Now, with the trial underway, texts and DMs are leaking, allegedly between Lauren and Diddy, that could prove their relationship wasn't just business. Nipsey's sister, Samantha Smith, recently broke her silence. We know the truth isn't just about Eric Holder. Someone gave the order. Someone set this up. Fans noticed she didn't mention Lauren by name, but she didn't defend her either. Meanwhile, Nipsey's brother, Black Sam, has been quietly meeting with investigators. Sources say he's focused on one question: who benefited the most from Nipsey's death? And when you follow the money, the trail leads back to Diddy's business moves right after Nipsey passed away. What happens next? The trial is just beginning, but here's what we know. More tapes are coming. Insiders say Diddy's team recorded everything, and federal agents have them. Lauren might be subpoenaed. If she's forced to testify, her every word will be dissected. Nipsey's legacy is at stake. If this was a setup, what happened to him wasn't just a loss, it was deliberate. So, where does this leave us? Because if these leaks are true, then what happened to Nipsey Hussle wasn't just a street crime, it was a Hollywood hit. And the people who loved him most? They might have been part of the plan. The truth about Nipsey Hussle's death isn't on the streets. It's in boardrooms, secret recordings, and the shocking betrayal of someone he trusted most. And what we just uncovered, it changes everything. Eric Holder pulled the trigger, but the streets have always whispered he didn't act alone. Now, the leaks confirm it. This was a power move orchestrated from the top. Diddy's motive? Nipsey was becoming too powerful. He owned his masters, built his own empire outside the system, refused to sign away control to industry gatekeepers. And in an industry where independence is the ultimate sin, that made him a dead man walking. But here's the twist. Diddy allegedly didn't just order the hit. He used Nipsey's own circle to set it up. Lauren's role, pawn or participant. The evidence is damning. She brought Nipsey to Diddy, his exact words. Lauren introduced me to Puff. She attended a death seminar before he died, preparing for grief or covering her tracks. Diddy called her Boo, Nipsey's personal nickname for her. Why would Diddy use it? Now, with the leaked tapes, sources claim Lauren was feeding Diddy information about Nipsey's moves, his business deals, his distrust of the industry, even his location the day the fatal event occurred. Was she manipulated? Or was she the perfect insider to make Nipsey let his guard down? One alleged recording changes everything. In it, Lauren reportedly tells Diddy, he's not listening anymore. He's going his own way. Days later, Nipsey was dead. Coincidence? Or proof this was a calculated removal of a rising threat? After Nipsey's death, 3 things happened fast. Diddy quietly acquired stakes in businesses Nipsey was building. Lauren got a massive payout from Nipsey's estate and endorsements. Witnesses went silent. Some left the country. Others mysteriously changed their stories. This wasn't just the end of his life. It was a hostile takeover. The final question, will justice ever come? With Diddy on trial and tapes leaking, the truth is finally surfacing. But here's the scary part. Key witnesses are disappearing. Money is changing hands behind the scenes. The industry is closing ranks. Nipsey's family won't stop fighting, but the system is designed to protect the powerful.
So, what do you think?
Was Nipsey Hussle's murder just another street crime? Or was it a Hollywood hit ordered from the top? The tapes say one thing. The trial might reveal another. But one truth remains. Nipsey's legacy won't die. Because the marathon? It's still running. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Lauren was set up? Or did she play a role? If you want the full story on Diddy's trial and the leaked tapes, smash that like button and subscribe. We're dropping the new breakdown next.